Hi, Philip from GoBros here, and you are tuning in to another episode of ySub4, where I take a look at apps in the App Store that have below a 4-star rating. This app has just barely below a 4-star rating. Like if you weren't looking closely, it would look like it had 4 stars, but it's just under 4 stars. And this app is called Mars is a Real Place. It's basically a collection of stereoscopic images currently on the store for $1.99. Let's put on the headset and take a look. All right, I have my headset on. As you can see right away, it tells you that this is a short slideshow that is set to music, and headphones are recommended. Most of the orbital photos have somewhat exaggerated depth. Use the trigger to interact with buttons, the back button to restart and quit. So let's give it a shot. Alright, so the music is some pretty loud classical stuff. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I can hear myself think. It says swipe down to show the next image. I mean, this is all it is. I mean, the images are very nice and stereoscopic, but they're all black and white. It says I can pull trigger to show additional info. So that's interesting. This is just showing, though, like a glossary of information. I guess that arrow is just telling me to look to the right because that's where everything is. Oh, here we go. This is the crater exit breach. Image locator map. So here, I guess on Mars, I wish I kind of had the laser pointer here, but it's showing me where it's located. So that's pretty cool. You have the ability to switch to 2D if you want. But I mean, it really does look like it's popping out at you. I mean, it's cool. So I have kind of mixed feelings about this. To me, this feels like an app that would be free. Now, I understand somebody put some effort into this to make it work, and really, everything works great. It doesn't really feel cheap, except for, I mean, it's very square. It's very efficient. So I guess that's, if anything, that would be why someone might think it feels a little cheap, because it's very efficient. But why not? I mean, if you want to learn about Mars, if you really only care about the images, I mean, they've done a great job of making it to where even when I have all the extras up, once I focus back on the image, all I see is the image. So that's pretty cool. The words are very easy to read. Like, it's very rare to see text this easy to read on an app. Again, folks, when you're reviewing apps, okay, you got to put this into perspective. $2 is a McChicken and a small fry at McDonald's in the United States. Okay, $2 is nothing. A lot of you will lose $2 and change every week anyways. Spending $2 on an app like this, some people might think it's not worth the $2. And maybe it's not, but let's think about what the developer had to do here. Okay, so not only did they find images, but they also have a nice little map over here, and every time you load an image, it shows you where on the map it's located. Okay, they also got a heat map in relation to elevation. They have some facts down here. This really isn't that much facts for me. It's just a crater. I guess maybe there isn't much information. I mean, it says who has credit for the image. One thing that I think might be more cool would be to have like all the images visible at once, is kind of like a sphere around me, and then we can kind of see them all at once and maybe click on one or maybe see them on the map. But I almost feel like, and we're going to test this, and I've never done this before in any of ySub4 or Philip Plays or any episode of Go Bros, but let's just jump out of this app and let's go to the browser. Quit that. Browser it up. And let's search Mars. Mars stereoscopic images. Visit. Okay, lots of words, lots of words. We're just going to see how easy would it be to just use the browser. I mean, I could download all these photos and then load them onto the go. Here we go. Download left, download right, stereo panorama. Let's try just clicking on that. Oh no, that's downloading the viewer. I don't want the viewer. I want the actual image. All right, so this ain't going to work. Back it up. I thought it was a lot easier. So let's try Mars VR. Let's jump ahead a bit. Okay, that's not 3D. All right, so you can see if I was able to just find something quickly, get it. Okay, that's just flat 2D filling the screen. If I was able to just find something real quick and browse, because I know that there's sites, and if I could think of a site off the top of my head, there's some sites you can browse and you can experience all sorts of cool 3D images. Even 360 images for free easily. And if I could think of the name of that website off the top of my head, again, I would go check it out. Maybe it's in my bookmarks? Nope. But the fact that I can't find something quick like that, that's worth the $2 already. Okay, that's already worth the $2 to download the app, and there's already a collection of images. Now, the one thing I noticed about the images though is they're pretty older. I mean, we've had three rovers now on Mars, and they've captured much better photos than what we just saw in this app. So if you really wanted the experience, I feel like somebody who's passionate about it would go and search online and find a much better environment to see more recent, up-to-date photos that the rover took themselves. I mean, like this one even is, if I could get it to load by just clicking on it, would be probably superior to the ones that we're seeing in the app. But let's take the headset off just real quick. So final thoughts. Does this app deserve to be below 4 stars? Why do we rate apps? What does app rating mean? I mean, it is exactly what the app didn't appear to be anything other than it was described in the store. It's exactly what it described in the store. And if anything, the store description undersells it, because the store description basically just says it's a 3D stereo slideshow of photos from Mars set to music. So you would think you would just open the app and then you would just get photos going side by side. So by the fact that you're getting all that extra data on the side, and a nice, very efficient, easy to read experience, I think this app deserves more than its below 4-star thing. I mean, it's exactly what it said it was. 5 stars. Is what I'll go read it now. 5 stars for sure. Is it worth the $2? Yeah, I mean, we just looked. It's not easy when wearing the Go to go find yourself some 3D images. So they're not the most recent 3D images. They're not as cool looking as you would like, but the developer has made an excellent app here. If this is for you, $2 well spent. If it's not for you and you'd rather do the work your own, it's the same reason why I called a plumber to give me a quote, and the quote was more than I was willing to pay. So I went and did some small plumbing stuff myself. I'm not a plumber. Took me a whole lot longer than it would have taken him, but I got it done and saved myself some money. But if you want to spend the $2 and have a good collection of photos with extra data right there in front of your face, ready to go, totally worth the $2. So this app, totally not worth being below 4 stars. I'm going to go into the store, give it a 5-star rating, and try to sum up in words what I summed up in this episode. And I encourage you, if you're passionate about space, Mars, or 3D photos, it's worth the $2. If anything, the more money that we spend in the Oculus store, the more developers are going to spend with apps in the Oculus store, because developers are going to go where the money is. And if we want them to keep developing great products on the Oculus Go headset, then the only way we can vote for that to continue to happen as consumers is to spend our money on them. All right, so enough of my soapbox. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of ySub4. I'm Philip from Go Bros, and I'll see you next time.